So you just saw my top RPE 9 doubles that I did at the end of volume 1 of the Jamal Browner program, volume 1 intermediate. For perspective, you guys saw that I doubled a squat of 485, a bench of 320, and a deadlift of 540. So what do I have to say about that? Yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. I think I could have gotten a lot more. Squat was really good. Bench was good. I think I could have gone 2.5 kilograms higher than I went there. So I think I could have done 325 for a double. But the week before I was doing some pretty heavy bench stuff, so I didn't really correctly taper down for it, thus resulting in me being a bit fatigued. I could really feel it in my upper pecs for bench. But squat was good. I think I need to go just a hair deeper in the future on squat. They were pretty close to parallel, but they could have been just slightly, maybe like 2 or 3 centimeters deeper, just to get that safety depth every time. So that's something I'm going to work on in my next cycle. Basically, I'm just going to widen my stance just a tad and point my toes a little bit more and just get that knees driving a little bit further outwards, which will push my hips down that extra couple centimeters. Just a slight adjustment on squat should be good. Bench was, what can I say? Bench was pretty much perfect. I fixed my setup, and the grip width that I had for that bench is perfect. And deadlift, my positioning is still a little bit off in sumo deadlifting. So you guys see how basically when I start my pull, I come out of position and start driving up, and I get pulled kind of into a scrunched down position where I ended up using a lot of back muscle to get it up, where I should be using more of my hamstrings. So gonna work on fixing that, but overall pretty good performance. Now I'm going to go into what I did to get to that level of strength. So that's a 1345 total for doubles. So at the beginning of the program that I was running, my total was actually around 1250. So that was off of about a 300 pound bench unpaused, a 405 pound squat, and a deadlift of about 550 conventional, although it was kind of hitched and terrible, but it's what I put into the program. And I basically was able to bring my total up from 1250 to 1350, and that 1350 was for doubles, so it could have been a lot higher if I had gone for singles. So I'm pretty happy with the progress there. Honestly, no complaints. I switched my bar positioning a lot for squat, learned how to squat in low bar. So that's why I actually ended up running the program for about 14 weeks instead of 12. It's because 2 of those weeks I actually had gout in my foot from taking some bad supplements, I mixed these pre-workouts together, and it actually gave me gout, so I couldn't exercise for a full week. I couldn't actually walk. My left foot completely stiffed up, so that was kind of a bad experience. So I just stopped using pre-workout pretty much, or at least certain brands. And I also took a deload week too because I was feeling really fatigued. But anyways, yeah, went up quite a bit. So the goal is to hit that 1630 total and qualify for Raw Nationals this year in 2023. I want to go to Tennessee, and I want to compete in the 100 kilogram weight class, 220. Qualifying total, like I said, is 1630. So to get there, in my next program, I'm going to run the Jamal Browner program volume 5 and see if I can hit a 1500 pound total. My goal for that cycle is to hit a squat of between 550 and 570. So my top squat, I have gone over 500 actually pretty easily. So I do think a 550 to 570 squat in the next 2 to 3 months is really possible, especially if I program correctly. For bench, I need to hit between a 350 and a 370 bench paused. And yeah, doing a 320 double, which would pretty much mean that my single should be around 335 pause. So I basically need to add about 15 to 25 pounds to my bench in the next 4 months, which I think is definitely possible. I just got to keep the weighted dips up. I got to, do a lot of accessory stuff like that. But overall, bench should be able to go up by 15 to 20 pounds in the future, in the next couple months. And then deadlift. Okay, so deadlift, I definitely do think I should be getting over 600 very soon. Once I get that technique fixed and stop over fatiguing myself in deadlift, I should be able to I think, get anywhere between 609. Well, at least I should be getting 5 plates, which is, for the kilo plates, is I think it's 595. So I should be able to get over 600. 609 to 630 is my goal this cycle, but we'll see what happens. You know, I'm gonna try and post my heavy workouts, or some of them, and I just want to take everyone along on this process of like strength gaining, trying to become a national level competitor, qualify for Raw Nats, maybe, you know, try and place well or whatever. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I think I can, you know, it does sound a little ambitious to try and go from a total of like, I don't know, it would be, yeah, around like 1400 right now, a little under 1400, to 1630 in like 6 to 8 months. But I do think I can do it. So I'm gonna, and I can do it naturally too. You know, I'm a drug-free lifter. So I want to show the natural community that you can get strong. And I think people set like these limits on themselves, but you can get really strong as a drug-free lifter. So yeah, body weight right now is about 214-ish to 216, depending on like when I weigh myself. So, you know, like if, you know, I use like the restroom or whatever, usually like drop like a pound or two. So it kind of depends when I weigh myself. But yeah, so looking forward to that. This is going to be a really good training cycle. I'm going to really push my numbers. I'm going to get that, you know, like 550 to 570 squat, 350 to 370 bench, and that like 610 to 630-ish deadlift in the next 3 months. I really think it's going to happen. So yeah, I'm just going to take you guys along for the ride, and feel free to follow along. Thank you, and I will see you guys in the next video.